Most people think UWC is only for perfect students. That's a myth. The truth about the application process might surprise you, and it could change how you apply.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Brief Podcast. Today we have a wonderful guest, Nick, who is going to tell us all about how he got into UWC and what it takes to be here. Nick, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me today.
Of course. So let's start at the very beginning. How did you actually get in?
So for me, it was like, for the German NC, it was, I think, a bit different than from to other NCs. So I got to know UWC through an article I read online about a girl who went to Robert Bosch College. And then I just checked out the website, which was very helpful, by the way, the German website from the German NC. And then I said, why not try? So I tried because I thought to myself, the values that are represented here are also my values. And I think this is a perfect school for me. And so I applied. And the first round was an online questionnaire, an online form you had to fill out, had to write a lot of essays about different topics, and fill out general information about yourself and all that stuff. And then you had to wait for, I don't know, maybe, I think 2 months or something.
Mm.
And then in February 2024, I got the exception to the second round. So my application was moved to the second process of the application. And then we were invited to a selection weekend in Wiesbaden in Germany, where the selection process was where the final selection process was going on. And so I arrived there, I think it was Friday, and it was from Friday to Sunday, and it directly started on Friday. And we had a lot of interviews, group interviews, solo interviews, group work. And honestly, it was such a great time because it doesn't matter if you get in or not, but the weekend alone was really, really nice. Because you got to know so many nice people and so many special people. It was just an amazing experience. The weekend alone, I was like, wow, what is this place? And so I left on Sunday, and then I was on the first weekend because there are 2 selection weekends in the German process, a selection process. And so I had to wait 2 weeks for the results, and because of the second selection weekend. And then 2 weeks later, I got accepted to Robert Bosch College. In Germany, this is you cannot choose to which college you want to go to. You just can get preferences. And then I got accepted to Robert Bosch College, and ever since I'm here.
Very nice, very nice. So I think you've given us a very thorough follow through of the selection process. But maybe let's go back a bit. So, because a lot of people think that you need perfect grades to get into UWC, and that's not true. In fact, sometimes what feels like a weakness can actually make you stand out. So could you tell us more about the academics in your school before applying to UWC?
Exactly, yeah, definitely. So before coming to UWC, I did not have perfect grades, so don't worry. The only thing for the German NC, at least, is that you have in your main subjects, I think it's 4, they're going to list it on the website, you cannot add over 10. So the German school system has grades from 1 to 6. And if you add the 4 main subjects together, it shall not count over 10. So you don't need to have a 1.0. Exactly. And so I didn't have a 1.0 as well. And you can also apply, students can also apply from the Realschule. So you do not need to be on the gymnasium. If you are worried about that, it's and my previous subjects, they were pretty much like a standard subject, like sciences and languages. I had German, English, and Italian, and then a few other social sciences. So it's nothing like special that I did before.
Okay, very interesting. And I think going back to the application more precisely, what would you say going through the application process was kind of like the strangest or the most difficult question that you had to face during the selection process?
Well, I've actually two. So one was on the online application where the question was, I believe, if two people, dead or alive, could talk together, what would they talk about? And I think it was kind of like about famous people. So I was like, this is kind of weird. I've never had this question before in my life. Like, what would I write about? So that was something I was like, wait a second, what is this? And then, but if you think about it, if you maybe a few hours, few days, when you think about it, you'll get a right answer on it. Not, it doesn't have to be right. There's nothing that's not right or wrong, because you get an appropriate answer. And then the second thing I was like confused about a bit was in the solo interviews during the selection process in Wiesbaden. It was a solo interview where you get asked questions, like really weird questions about situations where there's factually no like getting out of the situation. They just want to see how you react under pressure. And I've never been in the situation where you get asked a question where there's no solution to. So you just kind of have to be calm and think about it and then try to give an answer. And again, there's no right or wrong. The selectors just want to see how do you react under stress and pressure. So
Okay, that's very interesting then. So if you could give one piece of advice to someone that is writing their application essays today, I mean, you gave the example of the question about two people that are dead or alive that you could bring together. What other advice would you give to someone currently in the process of writing their essay?
I personally would advise them to be their own, like be your own self. Try to write everything as it is, because it's not helpful for you to fake and like to have a fake identity, because that's not what the school is about. It's about how you are, and you could accept it on your own values and your personality. Um, and I think this is my first advice, and my second advice would be, please don't stress about getting in or not. Because just because you might not get in doesn't mean you're a less valuable person. And also, it's like super, super nice. The weekend as well, just enjoy everything you get on your UWC journey.
Okay, that is very wholesome. Do you think that there is something you could, or if you were to go back in time, what is something you would do before coming here to RBC in order to kind of prepare for the experience?
Oh, I would personally say there's nothing on this earth that would prepare you, that can prepare you for IBC. Like when I asked my second years beforehand, oh, what's it like in RBC? What is this? And they told me about it, and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds nice. That sounds like, oh, okay, I don't know. And then I arrived here, and my experience was completely different, like completely different. And I thought to myself, we had a preparations weekend in the German NC as well, and nothing we did there was really like, it couldn't prepare me the feeling you have here. Like it's super different, and there's no way of explaining a UWC, just have to experience it.
Yeah.
So to be prepared, I don't know if that's even really possible.
Okay, yeah, no, that's true. The experience here is very new, of course, and it's very different to anything that a lot of us have ever experienced. Incredible. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Nick.
Thank you.
If you're thinking about applying to UWC, you're just curious about what life is here, check out our other episodes where we go deeper into each part of the journey. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Nick, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.